Hi there, and welcome to The Daily Gardener, an almanac of garden history, literature, and small botanical joys. I'm Jennifer Ebling, and today is August 7th. In the garden, annuals need love too, but this time of year, we tend to forget that. In May, we plant them with such abandon. We tuck them in the spots we want color, we water them, fertilize them, coo at them. And then somewhere around mid-July, we kind of forget about them. We move on to the vegetables or the perennials or the relentless watering of everything else. And the annuals, poor things, just keep going without us. Until one day in August, right about now, you walk past the porch and the petunia's bloom is way at the end of a very long, very sad-looking stem, while all the trailers, like the sweet potato vine and the vinca, are making a run for it. Legginess shows up in August like clockwork. I always think of that Lori Carson song from the 90s, "Everything I touch runs wild." That's August in the garden to me. Plants gone wild. Which means it's time to muster the courage and the vision to cut things back. It can feel brutal. You'll see all the clippings on the ground and think, I just ruined it. You did not. The last thing you want to be is a gardener who doesn't prune. August is a second spring, and in 2 weeks, everything will bounce back, looking refreshed and not bedraggled. More like the plants you remember from May. Not done at all. Just waiting for a gardener to shape them. Here's today's garden history. It was on this day in 1782 that the German chemist Andreas Marggraf died in Berlin. He was 73. He grew up over his father's pharmacy around mortars and dried herbs. And at 38, he discovered sugar in beets, the exact same sucrose found in sugarcane. 5 decades later, when the Napoleonic Wars caused sugar shortages in Europe, beet sugar factories came to the rescue. Today, 1/5 of all sugar cubes on Earth come from beets. And it was on this day in 1840 that the American doctor and plant collector Henry Perrine was killed in the Florida Keys. He was 43. For 11 years, as the American consul in Mexico, he shipped seeds and cuttings back to Florida, including the avocado and the key lime. In return, Congress gave him 36 square miles in South Florida to farm. But during the Second Seminole War, he moved his wife Anne and their 3 children out to Indian Key. One night at 2 a.m., Seminole warriors came ashore. After Henry's family escaped through a trap door in the floor, he covered the lid with his seed chest from Mexico. Then he called out from the rooftop, saying he was a doctor and could help. But the warriors shot him anyway, and they burned the house with his writings and all the seeds inside. But one plant somehow survived, the one Henry had loved the best, the sisal agave, a plant whose fiber became the rope and twine of the world. And it was on this day, in 1867, that the German-Danish painter and printmaker Emil Nolde was born. As a young man, he worked as a woodcarver in furniture factories before pursuing art full-time. His watercolors include vivid, brooding stormscapes and brilliant florals, where yellow could express happiness and pain. He said every color harbors its own soul, delighting or disgusting or stimulating me. Wherever Nolde lived, he always had a flower garden. And though he sometimes felt inadequate, he said nature, through me, can accomplish a great deal. After Nolde joined the Nazi Party, the regime declared him degenerate anyway. His paintings were removed from German museums, and he was told never to paint again. But Nolde painted in secret anyway, and he called his collection of hundreds of small watercolors his unpainted pictures. It's time to grow that garden library with today's book, An Englishman's Home by Hart Dyke. We close Working Gardens and Estates Week today with the most eccentric book on this year's list, and possibly the most joyful. In 2000, Hart Dyke's enthusiasm for orchids took him into the Darien Gap, the dangerous jungle between Panama and Colombia, where he and a friend were captured by guerrillas and held at gunpoint for 9 months. To stay sane, Tom nurtured the idea for a garden world, one with plants from every continent on Earth. When he finally got home to Lullingstone Castle in Kent, he built the garden of his dreams on 1 acre inside the old walls. 8,000 specimens, each continent a bed, laid out as a map of the world. He grew much of it himself from seed, on almost no budget at all, and he used 2 pigs to help till the soil. But they also dug up his ancestors in the family burial plot next door. An Englishman's Home by Hart Dyke. It's a story you won't soon forget. And finally, here's something sweet to ignite the little botanic spark in your heart. It was on this day in 1907 that the New Zealand botanist Lucy May Cranwell was born in Henderson. She went up to Auckland at 18 and took a degree that was half English, half botany. For the rest of her life, her letters came stuffed with Spencer and Keats and Milton. After she graduated college, the Auckland Museum made her the first woman curator in New Zealand. And her first order of business was collecting specimens. Lucy said, everything had to be done on a shoestring, alas. For the next 14 years, when she wasn't in the herbarium, she took school kids on something she called botany trots, walking tours of local plants. And every week, she wrote a column about plants for the Auckland Star. She often worked with another young botanist named Lucy Moore. Everyone called them the 2 Lucys. The 2 young women climbed mountains wearing their brother's shorts because there were no field clothes for women. And when they slept out in canvas bags, they often woke covered in frost. In 1935, a Swedish professor named Leonard von Post invited Lucy to Stockholm to study palynology, the study of pollen. There she learned that every grain of pollen has a soft inner core and a tough outer wall. And though the core rots away, the shell can survive in a peat bog for tens of thousands of years. And every plant makes its own distinct pollen shape. Which all means that if you take a sample from a bog and read those outer cores of the pollen grains layer by layer, you can see the exact forest that stood there centuries before. And that's just what Lucy did. In 1943, Lucy married an American Army major named Watson Smith. The 2 settled in Tucson, Arizona, about as far from a New Zealand peat bog as a person can get. And yet, Lucy went on reading pollen samples sent from home over the next 5 decades. She died on the 8th of June in 2000 at 92 years old. That was Lucy May Cranwell, born on this day in 1907 near Auckland. She taught the world that a single grain of pollen, the yellow dust every flower releases by the millions, was more than a nuisance and more than an allergy in August. It could be read like a fingerprint. Today, her 4,000 specimens are in the Auckland Museum Herbarium, and she's remembered in the names of many plants. And in 2017, her country renamed its Science Communication Medal to become the Cranwell Medal. Today's book was An Englishman's Home by Hart Dyke. Thanks for listening to The Daily Gardener. And remember, for a happy, healthy life, garden every day.